Our jurors are here. Let's try and get these folks out of here.
You ready, Claire? Yep. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. When I call your number, please come forward. In the meantime, I need all electronics completely turned off. That includes cell phones, smartwatches, iPads, laptops, any other connection to the outside world. 386.
Come on down. Go straight into the kitchen.
614. 914. 671. 621. 941. 880. 740. 880. 740. 720. Take your head off for me, please. 950. 658. 780. 321. 321. 759.
You okay? Jean, you okay?
657. Coming. 888. 711. 599. 726. 515. 706. 611. 905. 511. 754. 815. 564. 564. 308. 882. please. 657. 567. 656. 112. 763. 956. 588. 738. 584. 584. That might be our missing one. 584. 50-50. 501. 717. 553. 636. 538. 528. 757. 557. 459. 526. 583. Claire, would you grab Title 50 for me, please? Can you give her off for me, please? Put a chair in the middle there, please. Seat 50 will be right here.
All right, no worries.
Seat, sir? Everyone, please stand, raise your right hand.
You can do it seated, sir. All right, have a seat, folks. Good afternoon. Welcome to jury selection. I'm Judge Marquez. I know you guys have had a long afternoon. We've had a long day here today. I appreciate your patience. We'll try and get you out of here as soon as possible today. You're here for jury selection. This is a criminal case that is being picked. How many of you have gone through jury selection before? Okay. This is going to be different than what you normally experience, and I'll explain to you why in just a minute. Let me go over a few preliminary matters with you. First of all, there is media in the courtroom, and there will be media present throughout this case. Folks, it's nothing for you to worry about. You can just ignore them. The media here is very good about not filming jurors, not publishing any details about you all, personal details. We've given you all paddles with numbers on them. Those numbers correspond to your seat numbers, and that's how we're going to refer to you. We do that to preserve your privacy, and because, frankly, it's much easier for us to identify who's speaking using seat numbers. So when you are answering a question, please raise your paddles so that we can see the number on them so that we know which juror is answering. As you can see, everyone is wearing a mask. Masks are mandatory in the Orange County Courthouse, and they will be mandatory throughout this trial. The masks that you all are wearing, these clear ones, I'm sure you're thinking that we went out and found the single most uncomfortable mask we could find and asked you to put them on. You are incorrect. Those are not the most uncomfortable clear mask. I was one of the judges who had to pick them, and those are the least uncomfortable clear mask, which doesn't mean that they're not horrible to wear, and I know that, and I appreciate it, folks. You only have to wear them when you're being asked questions so that we can see your face. We need to be able to see your face when you're talking to us. If you're chosen as a juror in this case, you'll be able to wear your own regular mask throughout those proceedings, so these only have to be worn during questioning. And like as I said before, we really do appreciate your time and your patience today. Before I go into any more details about the case itself or this process of jury selection, let me explain to you who everyone in the courtroom is and what it is that we do, and find out if you know or recognize anyone in these proceedings. As I said, I'm Judge Marquez. I am the presiding judge in the case. It's my job to make sure the law is followed and that the jury is correctly instructed on the law. I do things like rule on the objections during trial, rule on what evidence is admissible. I give you all the jury instructions, which are the law that you're required to follow as jurors. Is there anyone here who knows me or recognizes me? If you do, raise your paddles. I don't see any paddles. The two ladies in front of me are from the clerk's office, the clerk of court's office. They keep track of all the evidence and the paperwork that's generated during the trial. Is there anyone here who knows either one of these two ladies or recognizes them? Seat 57. I bet I know why you know them. We're going to hand you all a mic. We're going to hand you a mic so we can hear you, because the acoustics in this courtroom are not very good.
I work at the courthouse.
Yes, I know. You work at the clerk's office. So
Yes.
All right, do you think that would affect your ability to be fair and impartial in this case?
No.
All right, thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Seat number 13. You recognize these two ladies? Okay, hold on. We'll give you a mic. You can tell me how you know them.
I'm an attorney, and I've practiced in Orange County for
Okay.
10 plus years.
So you've had interactions with them?
Yeah, I don't know them personally, but I do recognize them.
Do you think anything about being a lawyer, being in the courtrooms here in Orange County would affect your ability, or having interactions with them would affect your ability to be fair and impartial?
No, my interactions with them wouldn't affect my judgment.
And can I assume that you know other people in this courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is your answer the same as to that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you know the two state attorneys?
Not personally, but I recognize them.
What about the defense lawyers?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? 36? You two are very popular today.
Just familiarity. I recognize them from different votings.
Okay. Would that affect your ability to be fair and impartial?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. That was the juror in seat 36, right? Yeah, okay. Anybody else? All right. Folks in the green uniforms, well, actually, folks in uniforms. They're all members of the Orange County Sheriff's Department. They're here, they're court security. They're here every day in the courtrooms and in the courthouse providing security, but they also are the folks that bring you in and out of the courtroom. If you have an issue, you tell them and they tell me. They work with the jurors. Is there anyone here who recognizes or knows any of these deputies? Nope? Okay. I don't see any paddles. The lady in the front with the long hair and the dark jacket who's typing is our court reporter. The court reporter is taking down every word that is said in this courtroom. We must have an accurate record of what is said during trials, and it's her job to make sure we do. You are going to make her life so much easier if you will do several things for us. Number one, no one likes public speaking. Well, most people don't, and no one likes a microphone in front of their face. Unfortunately, you're going to have both of those today. You need to speak up so she can hear you. She can't take down what she can't hear. And secondly, you need to use words when you're answering questions. Court reporters cannot take down you shaking your head yes or no. There's no way to record that. And the following phrases, which all of us use, uh-huh, mm-hmm, and don't make any sense when you see them typed on a sheet of paper. You can't tell whether it's a yes or no. That's what I mean by using words. We'll remind you if you forget. Is there anyone here who knows our court reporter or recognizes her? Not seeing any paddles. All right. To my right are the two gentlemen representing the state of Florida. If you'd introduce yourselves and read your witness list, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Brian Williams. I'm Buxton with the prosecuting state of Florida. Some of the witnesses that we may call, including this case without the course of the trial, remain are as follows. Dominique Daniels, Detective Brian Sabella, Warren County Sheriff's Office. Timothy Stevens, Takesha Bryant, Julia Johnson, Monica Frigid, Patricia Monahan, Sean Williams with the Orlando Police Department, Detective Pete Hayes with the Orlando Police Department, Officer Brandon Thornton with the Orlando Police Department, Antoine Thomas, Peter Patrick, Stacy Monroe, Orlando Police Department, Detective Mike Stanley, Orlando Police Department, Robert Roberts, Orange County Sheriff's Office, Paul Foster, Orlando Police Department, Deputy Chuck Ashworth, Orange County Sheriff's Office, Cleveland Jenkins, United States Marshal Service, Dr. Joshua Stephanie, Office of the Medical Examiner, Chantel Sade, Orlando Police Department, Karen Leidengood, Orlando Police Department, Detective Shane Overfield, Orlando Police Department, Darlene Dunn, Edward Vanderberg, Orlando Police Department, Gary Crosby, Orlando Police Department, Sean Johnson, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, Andrew Harrison, Orange County Sheriff's Office, Dr. Sarah Zadovich, Office of the Medical Examiner, Richard Ruth, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, Tracy Anderson, Officer Jonathan Hughes, Orlando Police Department, Ronald Stewart, Dr. Michael Gamache, Officer Adam Crudo, Dr. Michael Mayer, M-A-H-E-R, Marianne Mitchell, Deputy Rachel Ward, Dr. Tanya Werner, Todd Erb, Earl Phillips, David Kennard, Howard Kuhn, Orlando Police Department, Theophilus Edwards, Ryan Goody, Ronald Guerrero, Victoria Washington, Francine Thomas, Tammy Hughes, Dorothy Patterson, Tanya Allen, Regina Hill, Dr. Robert Buck, Tamara Coker, Jim DePalma, Rodney Lamont, Dr. Emily Lazaro, Dr. Jeffrey Megan, Dr. Jacqueline Olander, Dr. Greg Pritchard, Tony Rowland, Dr. Joseph Sesta, and Kevin Whitmore.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Does anyone know or recognize Mr. Buxman, Mr. Williams, or any of the witnesses whose names were read out? I see no paddles. All right, to my right is the defense team. Mr. Lenneman. I'm sorry? Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Juror in seat number 13.
I recognize Regina Hill as,
Okay. How well do you know her?
only met her in passing a couple of times.
All right. Do you think that would influence your ability to be fair and impartial?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, sir. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Who? 40.
Yeah, I know Regina Hill too. Just by name, it wouldn't affect me.
All right, do you think that would influence you in any way as a juror?
no.
All right, thank you, sir. Anybody else? All right, Mr. Lenneman.
Good afternoon. My name is Terrence Lenneman, and along with Ted Marrero and Kate O'Shea, we represent Markeith Loyd. I'm going to read a list of witnesses.
Sure.
Patricia Loyd, Dana Loyd, Tanya Loyd, Odell Jones, Barry Jacobs, Kiana Loyd, Damian Moten, Derek Harris, Eric Dorsey, Glenn McCree, Lorraine Harp, Jackie McCree, Jorana Lloyd, Jesse McCree, Shanika Bush, Franika Hobbs, Tyrone Wesley, Pat McKenna, Dan Doski, John Sawicki, Anna Cox, Dr. Jethro Toomer, Dr. Marvin Dunn, Dr. Michael Mayer, Dr. Joseph Wu, Dr. Jeffrey Colino, Dr. James Campbell, Dr. William Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Lenneman. Does anyone recognize Mr. Lenneman, Ms. O'Shea, or Mr. Marrero? Yes, ma'am. Juror in seat number 7.
You talk about the gentleman who was just speaking?
Yes, that's Mr. Lenneman.
Yeah, he's on TV all the time.
Okay.
Because of this.
All
Because
right,
of this.
don't say anything more about that,
Okay.
all right? Is that the only way you recognize him?
Yeah.
Having seen him on television, have you formed any opinion about him? Don't tell me what it is. Just tell me, let me put it this way. Would it influence you in being fair and impartial as a juror?
Him?
Him, yeah.
No,
All
I
right,
don't think
just-
so.
All right, thank you. All right, without saying anything, if you recognize Mr. Loyd, raise your paddles. All right, thank you. You can put them down. All right, folks. Let me get into a little bit more about jury selection today. Yes, sir. I'm sorry? I did, but I'll ask again. Does anyone recognize the witnesses, any of the names of the witnesses that Mr. Lenneman read? Juror in seat 54. Yes, sir.
Was one of them Derek Harris?
Yes. How do you know?
If it's the person that I think I know, I used to work with a Derek Harris.
Okay. Is there anything about that interaction that would affect your ability to sit as a juror in this case?
I would say no.
Okay. And where did you work with him?
It was at a music store down on Colonial.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Anybody else? All right, let me tell you a little bit about the process and about this case. In this case, Mr. Loyd has a number of charges. One of them is first-degree murder. And if Mr. Loyd is convicted of first-degree murder, the state of Florida is asking that he be sentenced to death, which makes this what we call a death penalty case. Jury selection in these cases is done in stages. Today, you're the last group I've talked to 4 groups your size. These groups are being broken down into smaller groups based on the answers today. Some folks are coming back and they're breaking down into smaller groups for individual questioning on a series of topics. It is critically important that you answer only the questions I am asking you today. Please do not volunteer any information other than what I'm asking you. I realize that a lot of you may have other things that you want to tell me. You will get that opportunity, just not today, all right? The other thing I'm going to do right now is this. I am ordering you not to look at any media, look at the internet, read anything about this case, talk to your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, allow anyone to talk to you about it. You are to have no discussions about this case and no outside information about this case until and if you are discharged as a juror. There is a very good reason for that, and it is one of the fundamental principles of our criminal justice system. Jurors have to reach verdicts based only on the evidence they hear in a courtroom. The reason for that is just fundamental fairness to both sides, the state and the defense. We have trials so people can present evidence, and that evidence and that testimony is evidence, but testimony and evidence, both sides get to hear it. People have a right to hear the evidence that's being used against them, and they have a right to challenge it. So if you're going out reading stories or talking to your friends or listening to somebody who has an opinion, you are basing your verdict on something that nobody in the courtroom knows you're using and hasn't had any chance to discuss or dispute. And in this country, we consider that to be fundamentally unfair, and it will cause a mistrial. Do not get any information about this case outside of this courtroom. And that includes talking to each other, all right? So today, I'm going to be asking you some preliminary questions. There's a large group here, so I'm going to do this one row at a time so we can all keep track of this. And remember, just hold your paddles up for me, please. Starting with jurors 1 through 7. It's this side of the courtroom, front row. My left. Is there anyone in the 7 of you whose employer does not pay them? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you about the trial itself. I'm sorry, folks. I've been at this since 9 o'clock this morning. I'm just burned out. This is a 2 to 3 week trial, all right? And by that I mean at the end of that period of time, we're going to hand the case over to the jury for the jury to reach a verdict. There is no clock on a jury to reach a verdict. We do not tell you you have this much time or this many days or this many hours. We don't give you any limits. It's up to you how long it takes you to reach a verdict. But handing the case to the jury is going to take somewhere between 2 to 3 weeks. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you exactly, but I can tell you that that's a pretty good estimate. Because of the publicity in this case, the jury is being sequestered. Sequestration sounds horrible, but it's not that bad. What happens when you're sequestered is we put you up in a nice hotel. You're not allowed to watch the news. You're not allowed to watch TV or any of that. Well, the news. You can watch TV. Someone's going to provide you 3 meals a day. Someone's going to clean up your room, make your bed for you. And when you're not in the courtroom, you're free to use computers if you're a student for, coursework, for work, business emails, business work you need to do. You can communicate through emails with family and friends, so long as you are not doing anything or anyone is trying to talk to you about this case. And we work from 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. Sometimes we'll stay till 6 if there's a witness on the stand. And Saturdays we work from 9 to 1 because the jury is sequestered. We try to move the trial along. We do not work on Sundays. You will be able to see family, and by that I mean children, spouses, partners, immediate family, during the time that you are sequestered. Having told you all that, jurors 1 through 7, is there anyone in that group whose employer does not pay you for jury duty? Raise your paddles. Just the first row. All right, juror number 4. You don't get paid at all?
I'm not a regular type of job. I have a small baby I watch, but she has someone else she can use if needed. But
Okay.
She obviously doesn't pay if I don't work, so.
All right. So let's say you had to go 3 weeks without working. Are you able to pay your bills and meet your obligations?
Oh, yes, it would not be a hardship. I do it
You're good?
for
All right.
the
thank
joy
you.
of it.
Juror seat number 5. Same questions to you.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure whether you get paid?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that something you can find out?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And juror in seat number 7.
Yes, I'm retired. I have a pet sitting business, and I have a regular client whose job, she works for the state and has to travel. So her job depends on me being able to take care of her animals while she's gone.
All right, is there anyone that can take over for you if you're on this jury?
No, I'm the only one. It's my little business, and, I don't have employees or anything, so.
All right, do you need that income, ma'am, to make ends, do you need that income to make ends meet?
It's a supplemental income. I do use it to buy groceries and stuff.
Okay. Thank you. Jurors 8 through 15, anybody whose employer does not pay them. All right, juror number 9. Yes, ma'am.
I'm a retired person.
You're a retired what?
I'm a retired.
Okay, so not a problem for you then, right? Your income's not affected by being here.
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Juror 13.
Self-employed.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to speak up.
Self-employed, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any employees?
I do.
How many do you have?
14?
All right. If you aren't there, can they do the work they need to do?
From a financial perspective, or?
Yeah.
From a financial perspective, yes.
Okay. What's the issue?
I have travel booked to go see clients for the next, I have Wednesday, Thursday next week, I'm traveling. The following week, Monday through Wednesday. So it's the 13th and 14th, and the 15th I have a family vacation.
And how long's your vacation?
Just for the weekend, but then the 18th through the 20th, I'm in Texas for a client as well.
And if you don't go on those business trips, can you send someone else?
I cannot.
Okay. Can you reschedule them?
No, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
No, Your Honor, I cannot.
All right, thank you. Juror number 14, does your employer pay you?
No, I'm unemployed.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm unemployed.
Okay. Are you looking for a job, or you,
Not at the moment.
so you would be fine with serving for 3 weeks?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, jurors in seats 16 through 22, anyone whose employer does not pay them if they're on jury duty. Juror numbers in seat number 16. Yes, sir.
I'm self-employed, Your Honor.
Okay, do you have any employees?
I do not.
Can you pay your bills if you're not working?
No.
Okay, thank you, sir. Who else, anybody else in that row? Juror in seat number 21. Yes, sir. It depends on what angle you hold that mic, whether it works.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Fortunate to be a stay-at-home dad right now. It wouldn't be a financial responsibility or hardship for us. The only hardship would be with my kids.
Okay, is there someone who can take care of, how old are the kids?
I have one in
Seventh and 12th, I think is what you told me.
yes,
Okay. Who would take care of them if you weren't there?
no one. They would be free to do whatever they want.
That is a truly frightening thought, sir. Thank you. All right, anybody else in that row? Jurors in seat 23 to 30, anyone whose employer does not pay them. Juror number 23, yes, sir.
Self-employed.
I'm sorry?
I am self-employed.
You're self-employed?
Yes.
All right, do you have any employees?
Yes, ma'am.
But
Yes, ma'am.
can they do the job without you? Are you okay, sir? Are you okay, sir? In juror seat in 15, do you need a break? Go ahead. All right, seat number 23. Can your employees do the work without you?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you still be able to make money if they were if you were in the courtroom?
No,
Why not?
because it's a barber shop, so I have to be there to make money.
Okay. So if you're not actually cutting hair and doing barber stuff, you can't get paid?
No.
Can you pay your bills?
If I don't work, no.
Okay, thank you, sir. Juror in seat number 24, I believe you raised your hand, your paddle? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm a nurse.
Okay?
I'm not there.
Your voice faded. I'm a nurse and something. What?
The hospital will not pay me.
All right. Can you afford to not get paid for 3 weeks?
Excuse me?
Can you afford to not get paid for 3 weeks?
No.
Thank you. I think the gentleman next to you, 25, did you raise your paddle? No. Anybody else in that row? All right, what seat are you? 26. All right, yes, ma'am.
So I actually put my 2 weeks into my employer now, so I'm not sure if it'll roll into my new job. So I'm not sure what will happen.
When are you supposed to start your new job?
October 25th.
Is that something you can find out about?
Yeah, I can ask.
Okay, great. Thank you. Anybody else in that row? Seat number 29 and number 30. So 29 first. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, Your Honor. I'm a nurse myself, but I'm not sure if okay.
Can you check?
To check.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And juror in seat number 30?
Yes. I work for a temp agency, and I know they're not going to pay for it.
All right, if you don't work for 3 weeks, can you pay your bills?
No, no way.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, jurors in seat, did I get everyone in that room? Jurors in seat 31 through 37. Anybody whose employer does not pay them? All right, 37, go ahead.
I work at the hospital, and if I don't show up, I don't get paid.
Can you afford to go without pay for 3 weeks?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. 35,
I'm an auto mechanic, and if I don't wrench, I don't make money.
okay. Can you afford to go through?
No, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Jurors in seat 38 through 45. Number 38, yes, ma'am.
I'm self-employed, but I'm in sales, so I'm commission-based. I do have employees underneath me, but nobody that would be able to take over, and it would put my company in great stress if I was gone for 3 weeks.
Can you pay your bills if you don't make any money for 3 weeks?
It would be beyond my bills. It would be my company I'm worried about.
Is it your company?
It's my company, correct.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Juror in seat number 39. Right, 39, you raised your paddle, right?
Yes,
sir.
ma'am.
Go ahead.
Yes, I work an hourly job, and I'm already behind on my bills.
All right, thank you, sir. Thanks. 40, did you raise your paddle? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm currently in between jobs. I'm unemployed, and yeah, I'm actively looking for work, so it would affect, I have bills, so it would affect my livelihood.
Okay, thank you, sir. Who else raised their paddles? 41, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I also do work as a nurse, and I'm the single employed taking care of a disabled wife. So for 3 weeks, I would not be able to afford the bills.
All right, thank you, sir. 42, did you raise yours? No. Who's next? 44. Yes, sir.
So I work a hourly job, so I can't really afford to go off for 3 weeks. And I don't know if they're going to pay me or not, so.
I can't hear you. What?
I don't know if they're going to pay me.
All right, can you find out?
I could, but I have bills to pay too, so it's like, I can't really afford to miss 3 weeks of work.
Well, if they're going to pay you for the 3 weeks of work, that wouldn't affect you, right?
I think so.
Did you just tell me that you don't know if they're going to pay you?
I don't know, ma'am.
Okay, so I need you to find out if they're going to pay you.
Okay.
All right? Anybody else? Juror in seat 45, yes.
Yes, I don't get paid from my employer, and if I miss work, I won't be able to pay the bills, and I have 3 small children at my house that I can't leave by themselves overnight.
All right, thank you, sir. Jurors in seat 46 through 52, anyone whose employer does not pay them? All right, juror 52, yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm self-employed, my own company, no employees, and I can work from my electronic devices.
So you'd be okay?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Juror in seat 51, yes, sir.
One of them is project-based, and I don't know if they're going to pay, and the other one is a small business that I won't be able to make means that if I don't complete the orders I have.
All right, so let's say just the small business didn't pay you. Will you be able to pay your bills?
Excuse me?
Will you be able to pay your bills if just one job didn't pay you?
No.
Okay, thank you, sir. And there's someone towards the end of the row, I think 40, who? 48, yes, ma'am.
My employee doesn't pay me.
Ma'am, I can't hear a word you're saying. What?
I work at Wendy's.
You work at Wendy's?
Yeah.
All right, so if you don't work, they don't pay you.
Yeah.
Can you pay your bills if
Yes.
you don't work?
Yeah.
You can or you can't?
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Juror in seat 47.
I'm self-employed, so my employer does not pay me.
So you're not going to pay yourself if you're not working?
Well, I am, no, I'm strictly commissioned, so I would never
Okay.
make it.
Can you pay your bills if you're not working?
Absolutely not.
All right, thank you, ma'am. And anybody else in that row? All right, jurors in seat 53 to 60. Oh, I'm sorry, juror 28, yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. I work at a hospital. If I do not show up, they will not pay me. I am willing to speak to my manager to see what they can do about it.
Okay.
And I was thinking that it might be a little bit difficult for them to work something out with me because some people are out because of COVID and they hire new people and they don't know how to do the job too good. And if I'm able to get back to somebody about what I should do, I would like to do that.
All right, thank you, sir. I've made a note of that. I
Thank you, Your
appreciate it.
Honor.
All right, so jurors 53 through 60, anyone whose employer does not pay them. 53?
I'm not quite sure because for today, I was told if I bring a letter, they can pay me, but I'm not sure for 3 weeks.
Okay.
If they will be willing.
All right, can you find that out?
I can find
All
out.
right, thank you, ma'am. 54?
I'm not sure about long-term with my job, but I do also get supplemental income in the form of student loans, but that's also determined on my attendance to one of my classes, and it would affect me financially if I ended up failing the class for not attending.
Are you part-time or full-time student?
I am part-time.
Are you online or live or both?
I am both.
Okay. Can you do the coursework online after we're done for the day in the courtroom?
For one of the classes, no, I wish, but for one of them, it's mandatory attendance.
All right, thank you. Anyone else in that row? Juror in seat 59. Yes, sir.
Also self-employed.
Okay. Any employees?
I have 2 independent contractors, so they're not direct employees, but it's a landscape company, so we manage several accounts on a weekly basis. So that would create too much of an interruption for me. It wouldn't be able to accomplish our service, wouldn't be able to perform for our customers.
So it would affect your income?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you pay your bills?
I guess I could survive, but it'd be pretty stressful.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else that I missed? Juror in seat 20. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm an adjunct instructor, a math instructor. Missing 3 weeks, I teach face-to-face. So missing 3 weeks will be a lot. And I also teach at a nursing school, so missing 3 weeks would be a
I'm
whole
having
lot.
trouble hearing you, ma'am. What? You're an instructor and what?
An adjunct instructor, math instructor.
Okay.
So missing 3 weeks, I teach face-to-face classes. So missing 3 weeks is a lot. And I also teach at a nursing school,
Are you getting paid even if you're not teaching?
and not for the adjunct position, and
If
not
you're
sure if my other job will pay me for that.
If you're not getting paid for the adjunct position, can you pay your bills?
No, that's why I have an adjunct
Thank you.
position.
Juror in seat number 3.
I'm currently unemployed. I'm a college student, but I'm full-time in college.
You're a full-time student?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Are you online or in person?
Both.
Can you do your coursework after you're done in court if you were on the jury?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you believe you could serve as a juror?
I'm not sure because my classes I go into school is mandatory, so I would have to email my professor.
Okay, so you need to talk to your professor.
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Anybody else? All right, does anyone have vacations already planned and paid for? Look at y'all, all going off on vacation, having a good old time. All right, let me do this one row at a time. Juror in seat number 1.
Yes.
Yes, sir. When are you scheduled to go?
I'm scheduled to go to Bethesda, Maryland I leave Thursday and return on Monday. This upcoming.
Thursday?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, this coming Thursday.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, next week. And everything's already paid for?
Everything's paid for.
All right, thank you, sir. Anybody else in that row? All right, juror in seat number 8.
Yes, 40th wedding anniversary trip with our 5 children and 5 grandchildren, and it's been planned for 40 years.
Where are you going?
We're going to the Miramar Beach.
Oh, how nice.
But our
When
kids
you
are coming
going?
from all over the country, so.
When are you going?
We're leaving on the 17th.
October 17th?
Yes.
And how long are you going to be gone?
Like 8 days.
All right. Well, ma'am, happy anniversary.
Thank you. They said it would never last.
How about that? Anybody else in that row? All right, hold your paddle up, I need to know.
November 5th.
All right, you're juror number 11. November 5th, how long?
Until the 8th.
Until the 8th? And is everything already paid for?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Anybody else in that row? All right, how about the row behind that one? Juror seat number 29. 23, you were slow, so 29 beat you with the paddle. But go ahead, 23.
I have to go to Tampa next week.
For a day?
And the rest of the month, because I got the major league players, so I had to got the Tampa Bay Rays guys.
For how long?
They are in playoff, so they start yesterday, so it's going to be through November. At the end of the month, I had to go to Miami.
So this is all business related?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. Juror in seat number 29. Yes, ma'am. So this is for your 25th anniversary? Your husband's taking you to Hawaii? Nice husband. All right. Okay. All right, ma'am. Happy anniversary to you. All right. Juror in seat number 25.
We're including the months of November as well, right?
Yes, October, November, yeah.
Okay. On Halloween and the day after, I will not be in town. I'll be in Gainesville in a hotel with some friends. And then in November, I'll be in Tampa from 12th to the 15th, and that is all paid for as well.
The one in Tampa, is that vacation or work? Just vacation? Okay. All right, thank you, sir. Anybody else in that row? What about the row behind them? Third row, seat number 43. I haven't forgotten this side of the courtroom. I'll be back to y'all in a minute.
Hello. Yes, I have 2 weddings coming up. One of them is October 21st to the 25th in Michigan. Everything's purchased. My husband's in the wedding. And then the second one is the first weekend in November, which is down south in Florida.
Did you say that the one in Michigan that you're in the wedding?
My husband's in the wedding.
Your husband is, all right. And the one that's, the other one that you said is November what?
It's the first weekend of November, whatever those dates are.
And are you in that wedding?
No.
Where is it?
In Naples.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Anybody else in that row? What about the last row on the right side of the courtroom? My right. You're in seat number 57?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to Buffalo, New York to visit my family. I believe it's October 27th through Halloween, which is Sunday, the 31st.
You already paid for the tickets?
Yes.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Everybody on this side, anybody I missed? All right, on my left, you're in seat 51. Where are you going?
October 14th to 18th, it's here, but it's a bachelor party and everything's paid for.
You have a 4-day bachelor party to attend?
Yes.
This does not sound like it's going to end well, sir. All right, but it's here.
It's here, yeah.
Okay. Juror 52, are you on vacation?
Just one weekend at Camp La Noche.
When's that?
I'm sorry?
When is that?
I believe it's the 22nd, the weekend of the 22nd.
October?
Yes.
Has that all been paid for? All right, thank you. Anybody else in that row? All right, in the next row, juror in seat 31. Yes, ma'am.
I have a retreat with my staff coming up this coming Sunday through Wednesday, the 10th through the 13th. And then my dad, who's going through chemotherapy, is expecting me out to help him in Colorado on October 31st through November 7th.
Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else in that row? Juror in seat number 36. 36 is behind.
Yes, Your Honor. I do have a couple of days that I'm going to be in Orlando, but they're going to be for events. One's going to be the Run Disney Marathon and a couple of appointments that I've already paid for.
When you say appointments that you've paid for, what are you talking about?
One of them is going to be a tattoo artist that I put the deposit down for.
Okay. Can you change that appointment?
I can ask, but I don't think so because he is busy.
Okay. Do you lose the money if you change the appointment?
I believe it's non-refundable.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else in that room? All right, juror in seat, 37, because he's right there.
The weekend of the 22nd for a bachelor party. And
October or November?
October, excuse me.
Okay.
And October 31st weekend, I will be in Gainesville area in a hotel with friends.
All right, thank you. Juror in seat number 17, yes, ma'am.
Going to Asheville, October 20th to 25th.
Have you paid for it already?
Yes.
All right, anybody I missed? 18.
Going to someplace north, I don't know exactly where it is, the 28th through the 31st, and we already paid for the Airbnb.
Okay.
Little town called Seaside or something.
Seaside, Florida?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 19, yes, sir?
Yeah, I have a cruise scheduled the 25th through the 30th of October.
All right, sir. Thank you. Anybody else? Any other vacations? All right. Anyone have any problems with English, having difficulty understanding what's being said in the courtroom? I'm not seeing any paddles. Nope. You can't hear? Hold on. We have a solution for you. And that is juror number, in seat number 32. (32) Can you hear me, ma'am? Okay. Do you need anything repeated? What would you like repeated? What? All right. Do you have difficulty understanding English? We're passing a microphone to you. Hold on one second. Yes, ma'am?
Yeah, my name is Faida. I do have a problem with English. I'm learning with my kids, my husband. I'm doing my best, but still I have some...
You're doing very well, but do you think you would have trouble keeping up with the trial?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Sorry.
No problem. Anybody else? All right, I don't see any other paddles. All right. I have enormous sympathy, as does everyone in this courtroom, for people getting backed up in their work when they're sitting in trials. I understand that work is work and folks need to do their jobs. However, legally, I can't excuse you from jury duty just because you have a job and you feel like you need to be there. So listen to the question that I'm asking you, which is this: is there anyone who has a project at work that you're the only person that can do it, and it would make it impossible for you to serve? As in, if you died, no one would be able to do the project. And everyone's paddles go down. All right. Anybody want to take a stab at that? All right, juror in seat number 7. Yes, ma'am. Well, you already told me about the dogs.
Yeah.
All right, you've told me about that already.
Yeah, and if I'll lose her as a client too.
I understand that, ma'am. I've already taken notes on that.
Okay.
Anybody else? Juror in seat number 16.
Your Honor, as I mentioned before, I'm self-employed with no employees. While I'm sure that my clients would find somebody else if I died, and I'm sure I wouldn't care much either way. But obviously the work I do is dependent exclusively on me. And
I made notes about all that, sir. You all don't have to tell me what you've already told me. This is something new. You've already told me you can't pay your bills if you're here for 3 weeks.
Correct.
Okay, I wrote that down.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm asking you a new question beyond that. There's some special project, something going on. All right, does anybody have child care issues? All right, juror in seat number 31.
Thirty-one or 35?
I called 31, so yeah. Let me talk to her first, then I'll talk to you, sir. All right, go ahead, ma'am.
I do have 2 teenagers at home.
How old are they?
They're 13 and 16.
You a single parent?
I'm not single care. I am married, but my husband does work as well.
Okay. Does he work at night?
He does not work at night.
So would he be able to take, I'm not saying it would be, he would want to do it, but would he be able to take care of the kids if you were in a hotel sequestered? Okay. All right. Thank you,
yes.
ma'am. 35, you wanted to say something?
Yes, ma'am. I'm the single parent of a 17-year-old, and also I take care of my 78-year-old mother. I'm her caregiver.
How old's your mom?
78.
Does she live with you?
She does.
All right, thank you, sir. Juror number 20?
I'm a single parent of a 14-year-old.
Is there anyone that can, is it a he or she?
It's a he.
Is there anyone that can take care of him?
Oh, it's just two of us.
There's just the two of you? Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else on this side? 22? Yes, sir.
I have shared custody of my daughter, full 50%. Her mom wouldn't have an issue watching her. My only concern would be Halloween and the day leading up to it. That's my only concern with child, because I have her this year for Halloween. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you. How old is she?
She's 5.
Well, that's a great age for Halloween. I
Yes,
understand why
yes,
you're
ma'am.
concerned. Anybody else on this side? All right, on this side, anybody have any daycare issues, childcare issues? All right, juror in seat 23.
Yes, ma'am. I have 4 kids. 3 stay living with me, and I am the supporter.
Okay, thank you. Someone else in that row raised their hand, or someone in this area. Well, 53's got hers up. All right. 27.
Yeah, Your Honor, I got 2 grandkids that I watch every day after school because my daughter can't do it.
And how old are they?
11 and 12, boys and girls.
And who's going to watch them if you're on a jury?
They are by themselves right now.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Anybody else? I know juror, hold on, 22. Juror 42.
Yes, Your Honor. I have a 2-year-old. I work from home. My husband works full-time during the day. So to be in attendance, I won't have anyone to watch my 2-year-old along with my 11-year-old and 16-year-old for 3 weeks.
So you have a 2-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 16-year-old?
That's correct.
Bless your heart. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Juror in seat 45.
Yes, Your Honor. My children are 12, 9, and 5, and my wife works overnights, and there would be nobody at home with them. And my 12-year-old, he's autistic.
All right. Thank you, sir. Anybody else with child care issues on this side of the courtroom? 53?
I have 3 kids, one 14-year-old and a 4-year-old and a 2.
Okay.
And right now my mom's helping me, but I don't know if she'll be able to help me.
Are you a single parent?
No, but my husband not looking over.
Okay. So your mom's helping?
She is. She live with me.
How long has she been living with you?
Over past 5 years.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else? All right. Does anyone have any issue that I have not? I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I want to just go back and just let you guys know that it wouldn't stop me from serving in any way, shape, or form. My daughter would actually understand after this is all over and I was able to talk to her because we have lengthy discussions about things, and she would understand when I explained to her it was my civic duty.
Okay.
So I just wanted to clear that up. I'm sorry.
All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Anybody else? All right. Does anyone have any issue that I haven't thought of to ask you? And again, folks, I don't want to talk about the case itself. I'm talking about work, some personal issue that I haven't thought of that would make it difficult for you to serve as a juror. Seat number 5. Let me start at the front row here. Yes,
I
sir.
provide my mom transport to and from work.
What?
I provide my mom transport to and from work.
Oh, you take your mom to and from work?
Yes.
And if you weren't there, how would she get to work?
My dad, he usually work earlier than her, so
What?
he'll be gone. My dad usually work earlier than her, so he should be gone before her. But
So your dad maybe could take her?
I'm not sure about that because he leaves
Okay.
earlier.
Thank you. Juror in seat 49. Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am, sorry. Yeah.
I have a surgery upcoming,
What day
the 18th.
of October?
Yes,
Outpatient or inpatient?
outpatient,
What's the recovery time?
3 months.
Would it prevent you from sitting as a juror?
Yes.
Okay. Juror in seat number 36.
I have an internship that's coming up later in November. I'm not sure if the case will be over by then, but it starts on the 23rd, and it's going to last for about 4 months over in Tampa.
Okay, thank you. 47, I can see your paddle. 37, yes.
I have pet care issues. I have a dog at home. I'm the only one that can take care of her because she bites everyone else.
All right, thank you, sir. 34 needs to talk to me. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I have my son's first musical play on November 11th.
Your son's what?
Musical play.
Oh, musical play.
Yeah.
Is he singing or playing an instrument?
He's singing.
How old is he?
6.
So cute at that age. And you said it's November 6th? All right, thank you, ma'am. I saw some other paddles. 47's been trying to get my attention for a bit. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor. I have temporarily moved in with my 85-year-old mother to assist her.
So you take care of your mom?
I do, not full-time. She doesn't need full-time, but we're looking for somewhere to put her, and we don't have a place right now.
Okay. 51?
I have my mom living with me, and I'm the only one with a vehicle. So without me there, she wouldn't have any way to get groceries or anything.
So it's just you and your mom?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. 26, 28, 26. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
I do have the same problem with 2 reactive dogs at home. That is very hard to find people to watch them.
Okay, thank you. 28.
Thank you again, Your Honor. In regards to my job, every time I show up, I work directly with COVID patients every day, no exemptions. And I was wondering if that could be a problem since some people do not show up symptoms, but they can still infect someone. And we're all in a room, and I don't know if that will be a problem over here.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Hi, Your Honor. I have an echocardiogram that I have to have every...
I don't know who's talking. Is it 29? Oh, okay, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I have an annually echocardiogram that I have to go before my vacation. That's going to be on the 18th. And it's kind of like difficult to reschedule.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. The issue that I have is just regarding to the English language. I know good enough to understand the lawyer's term that they are going to use in this case. That's the only thing that I can say regarding
Have
to
you
that.
understood everything we've been saying so far?
So far, yes, but
Okay.
they usually some term that I are not familiar with, and maybe
You're
that's
talking
going
about
to cause
legal
me some
terms?
issues.
Yeah, legal terms, those are explained to everyone, sir. All right, who's talking now? 42, yes, ma'am.
As far as projects and events on October 23rd, I do have an event that is already covered for regarding my 16-year-old.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, folks, I don't have any other questions for you. Why don't you guys take a break? Let me talk to the attorneys. When we call you back in, we'll be done once I call you back in. So why don't y'all step out of the courtroom for a bit? Yeah, leave your paddles on your seats. Don't talk about this case. Hold on. Okay, yes. All right. Are you guys ready? I need to stand up, so just. The juror in seat number 1 was indicating he has a I forgot to write down the dates, but it's next week. Does anybody write down the dates?
October 14th through
So he can come back.
Yes.
The 14th is Thursday, so this works out great. Because he's coming back Wednesday. All right, number 2, I didn't see any issues with. Speak up if you think there's an issue, folks.
No, Your Honor.
Number 3, Ms. Murray, you got to put your mask on in the courtroom.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. Number 3 is a full-time student. State.
I'm trying to remember if there was a note or not.
Can't hear you without that
I'm
mic.
trying to remember if there was a note that she said she didn't want to be here. I don't remember writing that down.
Yeah, she may be the one, Ms. Murray.
Yeah,
was
the
gonna
only thing I
talk to
put
her
down was that
professor.
she had mandatory class.
She's got a mandatory class, but she was going to talk to her professor, so.
Right.
I'll bring her back Wednesday and see what her answer is. Number 4 were no issues. Number 5, not sure if he gets paid and he drives his mom to work. You guys want me to bring him back? Or not?
Yes.
Defense is
fine.
saying yes. All right. 6 is fine. 7,
We moved for cause, pet business, and she really wants to say something bad about Mr. Runham, and apparently she recognizes on TV.
I agree, Judge. Well, she said her pay was supplemental,
All right.
uses it to buy groceries.
I'll
I was like,
strike her.
okay, that's-
I have some concerns about what she might say, so I'm going to strike her. Juror in seat number 8 has a vacation the 17th to the 18th. Which
25th.
would be, I think they'd be okay, because that's just Monday,
She said 17th through the 25th, Your Honor,
25th? Oops, all right.
for 8 days, yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah, we'd strike for cause.
state, any objections to the cause?
No, Your Honor.
9 is fine, 10 is fine. 11 has a vacation November 5th through the 8th. State,
We move.
defense,
No objection.
12 is fine. 13, self-employed, has a bunch of travel scheduled.
He's assuming that the Rays are going to win that series, which I don't assume.
No, that's
but-
not the Rays guy, that's
No.
23.
Oh, sorry. Oh, he's the lawyer, Mr.
You're a Red
Wilson,
Sox
right.
fan, too?
We
Yeah.
would move for cause.
On number 13, seat
13.
number 13, Mr. Marrero,
No objection.
we'll get to his Red Sox, or his Rays problem in a minute. Seat number 14, no problem.
No
Seat
problem.
number 15, he's the gentleman that got up and had to leave the courtroom real suddenly.
But he
But other
never-
than that, he said nothing the entire time we were here, so
Not a word.
you guys want me to bring him back?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Seat number 16, can't pay bills.
Move for cause.
No objection.
Seat number 17 is going to Asheville from the 20th to the 25th.
Move for cause.
No objection.
Number 18 is going to Seaside, Florida from October 28th to the 31st.
Move for cause.
No objection.
Number 19 has a cruise from the 25th to the 30th.
Move for cause.
No objection.
Number 20 can't pay his bills, single parent of a 14-year-old.
Move for cause.
No objection.
21 has a 12 and 17-year-old at home, alone and
12 and 7,
unsupervised.
yeah. Move for cause.
No objection.
22 is the guy who's willing to serve, so I'm going to leave him on. 23 is the gentleman who thinks the Rays are going to finish the entire series and
Yeah,
make it
that's
all
right.
the way to the World Series based on his answer. The court makes no comment on that. Anybody moving for cause?
No
He also
Rays.
said he can't pay his bills.
He's got 4 kids, but that didn't come up in the travel situation.
Yeah,
But I, understanding his
He said he can't pay his bills.
statement, move for cause.
All right.
No objection.
24 can't pay his bills.
Move for cause.
No objection.
25 has some kind of party in somewhere on October 31st and November 1st. I can't read my own handwriting.
Then, yeah, the more difficult one is the one November,
So we're leaving 25 to come back?
no, he,
No, he's November, Judge.
He said October 31st and November 1st.
and then November 12th to November 15th.
Okay, so are you all moving for cause on him?
I think Mr. Moreau did, and we don't object.
Yes.
Okay. 26 has pet care and a new job starting October 25th.
She was going to ask her new employer about that.
Yeah.
I can bring her back.
Please.
All right. 27 says he's struggling a little bit with English and has 2 grandchildren, 11 and 12.
He left him by himself, so I moved for cause.
Okay.
No objection.
That's what he said.
28 is the gentleman who works with COVID patients every day. he works in a hospital.
He was gonna check on his employer too. 'cause
And he's
he
going
didn't
to check
know.
with his employer to find out if he gets paid. On a practical note, I'll bring him back if you all want me to. He's that juror that might have
Judge,
COVID
I
and
move for
infect
cause.
the whole panel and cause mistrial.
No objection.
Just saying. All right. Thank you. Juror in seat number 29. She's going to Hawaii for her 25th wedding anniversary.
No
Can't
objection.
stop that.
All right. Juror 30 said she can't pay her bills.
Move for cause.
No objection.
31, her dad, she needs to be with him in chemo in Colorado later on in the month, and then she's got October 10th to the 13th, which wouldn't affect me.
State moves.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
32 has an English language problem and a hearing problem. Any objections?
No objection.
I'm
No, Your Honor.
striking only on English because the hearing was resolved by the headset. 33, no issues. 34, her son has a musical play on November 6th. Unfortunately, that does not rise to the level of cost, so I'm going to leave her on. 35 takes care of, he's a single parent, he can't pay his bills, and he's got a 78-year-old mom.
Move for
State
cause.
moves.
No objection?
No objection.
Okay. 36, she has, bless her heart, she has a tattoo appointment and an internship that starts November 23rd. I do not believe the tattoo appointment or her appointment with someone else, who I can't remember now, I think it's a party or something.
There's
Ma-
case law
Disney
on that,
Marathon.
too. That's-
She's what?
that's-
Running a marathon.
She's running a marathon, that was it. I'm bringing her back. I don't think any of that rises to the level of cause. 37, can't pay his bills.
Right.
State moves.
Okay.
Cause. No objection.
38,
Same thing, Judge.
can't pay her bills.
State moves.
No objection.
39, can't pay their bills.
State moves.
No objection.
40 is actively looking for work and is asking to be, not have to serve because of that.
State moves.
No objection.
41 is a nurse and is responsible for taking care of his disabled wife, so he falls under the caretaker statute.
No objection.
No objection.
All right. 42 she's a stay-at-home with a 2-year-old. Any objections?
What?
No, Your Honor.
No striking? Okay. No objection.
All right. 43 has 2 vacations, one in November in Naples and one October 24th and 25th here. I can't remember where she's going.
State moves.
No objection.
44 is coming back. He's going to find out if he can get paid.
Right.
45, can't pay bills.
No objection.
No objection, Your Honor.
46, no issues. 47 is taking care of her 87-year-old mom and can't pay her bills.
State moves on 47.
No objection.
48, can't pay bills.
State moves.
No objection.
49 has surgery scheduled on October 18th.
Defense moves.
No objection.
50's fine. 51, can't pay bills.
Defense moves.
No objection.
52 seemed okay and has something on October 22nd, but I don't remember what it was. He's okay with the self-employed.
He said he was going to a campground, but that was a weekend trip. And it was the weekend of the 22nd.
Right.
I think that's fine.
He's coming back, yeah. 53, he's not sure whether he gets paid. She has 3 children, and her mom is helping her and has been living with her for 5 years. So I'm going to bring her back, asking her
Yes,
to
ma'am.
check with her employer about what she gets paid. 54 is not sure whether they get paid, but says that being here would affect his funding for schooling. He's a part-time student.
We move on 54.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right. 55 is fine, 56 is fine. 57 has a vacation from the 27th to the 31st.
State moves.
No objection.
58 is fine, 59 is self-employed
Right.
and being here would affect the income for his business.
Said it would be stressful. They
It'd
would
be
move.
stressful. Yeah, any objection?
No objection.
And 60 is fine. Any additional or anybody y'all want to talk to other than what we've done? All right, let's bring them back in. We're still on green. We're still on green. We're still at 10:30 in the morning. This should finish filling up Wednesday. We might have a few extra minutes on Wednesday, but I'll use them for Mr. Lenneman's motions. All right, folks, I'm either going to be releasing you or instructing you to return on another day for individual questioning. You need to leave your paddles here. You can take the masks. Consider them our parting gift to you for today. Please, if you're staying here, pull your badge out of that plastic thing it's in. The lady right there in the front, wearing the mask and the black jacket, she's going to be putting a colored dot on your badge with the time that you're supposed to come back. She's also going to be giving you a slip of paper that tells you the date and the time again, so you know. We have letters here for your employers. The jury room closed, so they're not filled out. So if you need a letter today, you have two options. You can wait and we can fill them out here in the courtroom. It's going to take a little bit of time. Or you can go ahead and contact the jury room on Monday to have them email you a letter. All right, so that option is available to you. But I apologize, but they closed, so your letters are here in the courtroom and they're not filled out yet. All right, juror in seat number 1, you are returning on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday at 10:30. So come on up and get your green dot. The dots are just, they're the colors you'll hear when you call the jury line that we give you. It'll say green dots, report as instructed. We just do it so we don't have to call all your numbers out. Jurors, let me tell you, in the first row, jurors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you're returning Wednesday at 10:30. Juror number 7, you're excused and free to go. Juror number 8, you are excused and free to go. Enjoy your anniversary. It just makes this go faster if you've already got the badge out of that plastic. Keep your badges, folks. You're going to need them when you come back because your juror number never changes. Yeah, please do not steal my paddles. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you'd caught up to me. Jurors 9 and 10, you're returning Wednesday at 10:30. Juror 11, you're excused. Juror 12, you're returning Wednesday at 10:30. Juror 13, you're excused. And jurors 14 and 15, you're coming back Wednesday at 1:30. Teresa, 14 and 15 are 1:30. The last two, okay? While she's doing that, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21, you're excused. What number are you? 12 is 10:30. She's the last 10:30. Okay. Juror number 22, you're at 1:30 on Wednesday. 22. 1:30 Wednesday. Everyone else in that row is excused. What happened to 26? I haven't gotten to him yet. I'm on 22. Yeah. All right, juror number 26, you're returning at 1:30 on Wednesday. Jurors 23, 24, and 25, you're excused. 27, 28, 29, and 30, you're excused. Juror 26 is done. All right. Jurors 31 and 32, you're excused. Juror 33, you're returning at 1:30 on Wednesday. 34, 1:30 on Wednesday. "35, you are excused. 36, you are 1:30 on Wednesday. 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, you're excused. Juror in seat 44, you're returning at 1:30 on Wednesday. Juror in seat 45, you are excused. Juror in seat 46, you're returning at 1:30 on Wednesday. Jurors 47, 48, and 49, you are excused. Juror number 50, you are returning at 1:30 on Wednesday. Number 50 is returning at 1:30 on Wednesday. Juror 51, you're excused. Juror 52, you're returning at 3 o'clock on Wednesday. Juror 53, you're returning at 3 o'clock on Wednesday. Juror 54, you're excused. Juror 55 and 56, you're returning at 3 o'clock on Wednesday. Juror 57, you're excused. Juror 58, you are returning at 3 o'clock on Wednesday. Juror 59, you are excused. Juror 60, you are returning at 3 o'clock on Wednesday. All right, folks, that's it for today. I want everyone in the courtroom at 8:30 to start at 8:30 on Monday, so we'll hear the issue on the statement that's being read to the jury, because I will be reading that during individual voir dire. I have to read a statement of fact to these folks. So you guys need to resolve that by Monday, or we'll have a hearing and I'll issue a ruling on it. All right, I'll see everybody Monday morning, 8:30. Judge, court's in recess. Yeah.
Are you going